first learned that my brothers had autism around 5 or 6 years old. My parents came to me and told me that my brothers were going to be a little bit different than the other kids that I was around.
I was about 2 when he was diagnosed, so by the time I really understood and was able to put a name to why he was different, I would say I was probably around 5.
I was young, elementary school, and my mom and dad sat us down and said, you know, Michelle's autistic. As the weeks, the months went on, I started understanding that, oh, this is autism, it's a little different.
But I remember going to friends' houses and seeing the relationship that they had with their siblings, and it wasn't that me and Brian didn't have a relationship, it was just that because of his being nonverbal, it just was very different.
They didn't seem to want to be part of the world that we were all in, and you know, as a sibling, that was hard. You know, that was hard to understand why they were on the outside looking in.
Michelle would scratch and she'd pull her own hair and she'd get angry. She'd hit herself, and it was tough.
I saw other siblings, you know, playing sports with each other, watching movies, you know, and they didn't want to do those things. It wasn't good enough for me that they were just going to be different, and I really wanted to have a relationship with them.
It made me feel powerless sometimes, and not sure if things would get better, or if this was just going to be the way it was forever.
NSSA wasn't the first place that my brothers went to, but it's the only place that I remember. As a child, it seemed like a place of magic. My brothers would come home every day with more skills and learning so many new things.
When Michelle started at NSSA, it was unbelievable. I remember when my parents were getting ready for the final round of interviewing, they were so nervous, like this was going to be the answer. And once Michelle got in, it was like a sense of relief, like £1 million were lifted off their shoulders.
I can't really imagine what our lives would be without NSSA. They wanted to be involved, they wanted to be able to support us in any way possible, and I really don't know what other school, where else you could find a group of teachers like that.
Teachers were constantly coming to my parents and even to me, even as a young child, and looking to us for, what do you need? What can we help you with? They were going to be there to help us through each step of our journey. Without NSSA, I can say with certainty that my brothers wouldn't be where they are today.
This group of people who just loved Michelle like a sister, and I looked at them and I was like, oh, they love Michelle as much as me.
I may not have known it at the time, but they were the role models and the people that I would try to live by when I grew up and I became a speech pathologist. I think that if I can put half of the heart, half of the effort, and half of everything that they do into what I do, I will really make a difference.
It's really what drew me to become a teacher. My ability to come and visit the school, to sit with teachers. I started volunteering at NSSA at 8 years old, and I fell in love with it, and knew fairly early on that this is what I wanted to do.
While I always had an interest in the law, seeing those teachers just work so hard and so passionately with my sister, I knew that doing anything less meaningful for me as an adult, I don't think I would enjoy it. I mean, my clients give me hugs goodbye, and I think I biasly see a little bit of Michelle in all of them.
My brothers have taught me to take things one step at a time, to appreciate all the wonderful things in life, and to really celebrate all the small achievements. What you learn as the years go by is that the tough days are less tough, and the further apart and the good days happen a lot more. And that's the beauty of working with my brothers and working with students like my brothers. They have become my inspiration, they're my role models. I learn more from them every day than I have from anyone else.
Michelle's taught me perspective, big time. Life is so stressful, but when she makes me laugh or just gives me a hug, just because she wants to say she loves me, it just brings everything back down to this is what's important.
I can't even imagine how different I would be had he not had autism. He's taught me patience, he's taught me perseverance. I know it's been really hard growing up and when things weren't easy, but he's always taught me to stick through it. Also just the importance of focusing on the little strides.
I'd like to thank NSSA from the bottom of my heart for not only loving Michelle, but giving her everything she needs to be happy and just really rallying around my family.
I would have to say thank you to everyone at NSSA. You've helped more than you could ever imagine, and you have supported Brian and my family more than I could ever tell you, but thank you, thank you.
Thank you for allowing my brothers to be the people that I always knew they could be. I have my brothers because of NSSA.